the same $1,000 that he said he wouldn't spend for his own girl. And I'm not shaming him. You can spend whatever you want on your girl. I'm not here to tell you that. But I'm here to analyze, like, bro, you said no at first. And then, mama comes in, well, you big money, big money Dontay or whatever. And I'm like, man, see, that's that stuff. And this is nothing personal to his mother, but it's just, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really hesitated on making this video because I didn't want the wrong type of energy to be put out there. But I just got to speak on what I know. And what I know is how to help you make money online, but also share my experience with making money online so you don't make the same mistakes as me. And I don't want you to make that mistake. I don't want you to walk in with a mindset when it comes to making money online, whether you want to get monetized on YouTube or sell digital products, it doesn't matter. You need to learn these principles because I went through the struggle of not following these principles, and it cost me 4 years of my life working hard, living paycheck to paycheck. And I've been making money online for the past 4 years of my life. All right, so we're going to get right into it. But I want to let you know that I am completely inspired by these two people. I don't care what any of you say on the internet. I am completely inspired by these two people because I found out about them before I found out about their habits with money. And I was going through hard times, shutting down my business on Instagram, struggling to pay my rent, struggling to pay my bills. I've showed my life on this channel, but they did nothing but inspire me to get up here and make videos for you all. So I'm grateful for the content they make because it got me thinking in a different perspective. I don't have to be in a perfect situation in life to share what I know. Dontay London and Dodash. Let's talk about what they shouldn't be doing and what they are doing. So I wrote down some notes so I can actually have this video completely structured, and I'm going to go and start off with Dontay. Now, he's cool, right? I found out about Dontay before I found out about Dodash. And, it's always inspiring to see someone's come up story. I don't care who it is. I love watching movies like this as well. One of my favorite movies is The Founder. All right. And it's about McDonald's. It's about Ray Kroc and how he, started off McDonald's as the franchise. I love that movie. I just finished watching it, by the way. But anyways, Dontay, he claims he makes $20,000 a month from YouTube. And there were some things that I had, grown red flags about because of the mistakes that I made when making money online. And I'm like, I want you to know what not to do. Okay. First things first, he claims he makes $20,000 a month on YouTube, but he got a new truck and he didn't know the APR, which is the interest rate on getting a truck. And he was complaining in a video, or I guess venting in a video, about how he felt like he got scammed by the people who sold him the truck because they made him feel like, keyword feel, we're going to get on that word in just a second, but keyword feel like he got a great deal. And if y'all have been watching my videos, I come from being an online fitness coach. Okay. Accountability, showing up, discipline. And I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. All right. But whenever you blame somebody about how they make you feel, you're projecting responsibility on that person and you're removing it from yourself. Dontay, if you're watching this, man, I love your messaging. I literally watch your videos to help me get my energy up for my videos. But if any of you, if you watch Dontay too, if you've heard about him as well, or if you haven't heard about him, any situation where you blame someone about how they made you feel off and that dictated your actions, you need to look in the mirror. Okay. Bro got ripped off on an interest rate. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't remember the exact number, but I remember him saying he's basically paying 2 times the truck. So let's say the truck was $20,000. You paying $40,000. Okay. That is insane. That is insane. Okay. When I shut down my business, y'all, a couple months ago, and when I say shut down my business, I shut down my business on Instagram because I wasn't growing a genuine connection with my audience. At least I wasn't feeling like I was growing a genuine connection with my audience, right? I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I'm going to do something different, because if I do something over and over and over and over and over again, and I'm seeing the same result, then that's called insanity, right? So I'm going to pivot. I'm going to completely cut off Instagram. Okay. I'm going to completely log out. All right. And I'm going to go on YouTube, where you all love watching longer form content, because I like to talk and I like to storytell. Okay. But that made me hit a financial burden. Not only that, but the income on Instagram was up and down because it's a different algorithm. It's a different world over there, right? And I was transitioning, making all these different products and whatnot, and my income, my finances struggled really bad, right? And, you know, I went to help my girl look for a new car or a used car, right? And, you know, I'm not going to say she's not good at math, but when it comes to numbers, like I'm way more quick to process things. And, you know, we were talking to multiple car salesmen and car dealerships this one day. And, you know, there was this one dealership where the question didn't get asked the APR percentage. He was telling us about all the benefits, all the features, or what car you want to look at. I had to stop him, okay? Because I'm very analytical in real life. Like, I had to stop him. I'm like, hold on. Like, this is our process of analysis real quick. Like, what are these APRs going to look like? You know, and he hadn't done all the checks and stuff, you know, looking at the bank statements or looking at your credit and stuff like that. Like, he hadn't done all that yet. And he had thrown a number out there. He was like, you guys rent, but, you know, have you ever had a car note? And, you know, I've never had a car note. The car's paid off. Like, we are still in our cars, our first cars. Well, I am, but she isn't. But the whole point is he threw out a number, right? He's like, oh, I can do 20 something percent. Look, as soon as I heard tw, I'm out. I'm out immediately. Thank you for your time. I'm out. Like, we're looking to buy the car cash or at least like half down up front. And, you know, there's a financial game you can play with interest rates, right? In order to, because they make money off of the interest rate. But the whole point is of me saying this is you got to know where you about to spend your money. You don't get things that you have to get interest on and I don't know. They made me feel like, I don't care how well you make a deal sound. I want to know the details. Okay. This is not just some type of terms and agreement checkbox you just check off when you're signing up for a free account. We've all done it before. All right. You don't do that with your money. You don't want to do that with anything, to be honest with you. I mean, we've all done the terms and agreement stuff. I mean, if y'all have done that before, type in terms and agreement in the comment section down below. All right. I just want to know. I know I ain't the only one, but I just want to know. Okay. I just think that's funny, but you don't do that with a loan. You just don't. You're borrowing money from someone. They got to make their money too. So if I lend you $100 and it takes you 3 months to give me back my 100, how am I going to benefit from that? Why wouldn't you want to know why I'm giving you the 100? You get what I'm saying? So anyways, I'm not throwing rocks at Dontay. I'm just saying this is a money practice that, you know, maybe you weren't taught this. I wasn't either. I learned a hard way a couple years ago when I graduated high school. I got my first job and I was about to say invested, but it wasn't an investment. I wanted to be flashy. Okay. And that's another bad habit to have. I bought a $400 gold chain. Okay. I thought I was the stuff, man. You know, my dad had always wore gold chains growing up. And I'm like, yeah, I want to be like my dad. Right. Man, I bought a $400 gold chain with one of my paychecks. It took my whole paycheck and I could have paid cash for it. And, they charged me interest and I was late. And then it became $800. Yeah. I didn't know what interest was, but I learned that lesson hard that day, that year, or whenever I didn't pay. Right. Another thing I saw Dontay do, you know, again, I support his channel. I support his message because it inspires. Like, am I the type to be fact searching to see if everything is true on his channel? I'm good. You know, I believe authenticity can be shown through how someone expresses themselves, even though a lot of people act on camera. And that's another thing I've kind of seen other YouTubers talk about with his videos. But whenever you show a lot of emotion in something, people are going to wonder, like, is he really like this? You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, you're you. But another thing that I saw today, I had watched one of his videos because he was talking about him getting a luxury hotel trip, surprise trip for his wife or girl or whatever. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, that's inspiring to say the least, right? Like, that's inspiring. I'm going to watch it. Like, I'm genuinely like that. I love watching videos. As a kid, I used to watch Christmas videos of kids like opening up their presents, right? And when I say I used to watch Christmas videos of kids open up their presents, I was a kid myself. I was like a teenager, and I used to watch them open up the gifts that I wanted for Christmas. And I could have just imagined myself being in that moment, right? Or, I would watch people get their Teslas. I did that just a couple months ago. Man, it'd be awesome, right? But the whole point is I wanted to watch his video about that because, I want to do nice things for my loved ones, just like you. So I'm watching his video and whatnot, and I'm just chilling, eating dinner right here. And we get towards the end of the video, and he's talking about, the prices that him and his girl, or he would have to pay for him to treat out his girl at this hotel, this luxury hotel he called. And we get to a point where one of the people at the hotel is like, this room is 400, this room is 500, this room is 1,000. And he's like, man, I don't know about 1,000. The 400 sounded pretty good to me. And in my head, when he said that, I'm like, yeah, you staying in the same hotel. You know what I'm saying? Like the room is different, but you're staying in the same hotel. So you really got to ask yourself the question, what's worth spending money on, right? Now, here's the thing. He gets out of that area where he was talking with the person with the hotel prices. And, I think he approaches his mother, and this is no shame to mothers out here. Again, I don't have anything against Dontay. I'm not tripping off of what he does. It's his own decisions, but I just think it's really interesting how people make buying decisions. I think it's interesting how I make buying decisions. Okay. But he's there because of his sister's wedding that's going to be there, right? And so he's really not just touring it just to tour it. He's there touring it, but he's there because his sister is having a wedding. And so he meets his mom, and his mom's like, oh yeah, she's going to get this room. He's like, oh, the room that was like $1,000? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, dang, y'all spending a lot of money. Cause he now knows it's $1,000, right? He's like, y'all spending a lot of money. The same $1,000 that he said he wouldn't spend for his own girl. And I'm not shaming him. You can spend whatever you want on your girl. I'm not here to tell you that, but I'm here to analyze, like, bro, you said no at first. And then, mama comes in, well, you big money, big money Dontay or whatever. And I'm like, man, see, that's that stuff. And this is nothing personal to his mother, but it's just like, this is a family member, a loved one that obviously wants something memorable. But the problem arises when people come into your life and start making decisions for you. Okay. He's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. But people signing you up, signing your money up for things because they know you got it. You really ain't got it. Like, you may not have it like that, but they think you got it. So they go, yeah, you big money, right? Because you flexing. Because you're flexing with your money. He bought an expensive truck with interest. He's talked about moving out of the projects, or moving out of Section 8, which he's going to have to do if he keeps making money like this. And I'm pretty sure he's already, I don't know the restrictions with Section 8, but I do know, like, you make money, you gonna have to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? I say all this to say, I'm not gonna say hide your money, but you can be generous, but you don't show everything. This is where people get to use and abuse you. Oh, you got it, right? I forgot I was watching a video the other day. It was Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap, the dude who sung Shorty won't you come my way. You know what I'm saying? I don't sing. Don't give we not in the studio, but I'm here to tell you that, I was watching this video with him and DJ Academics, and Fetty Wap was explaining how, a lot of money was spent and wasted when he would go shopping for Balmain jeans, and, he would have his posse around him, and they all be looking with sad faces, and he spent $5,000 on some jeans, and then they all have sad faces, and he'd be like, all right, I'll get everybody jeans here. And it's like 30, 40, 50 people. 30 people times 5,000. Huh? That's $150,000 on some jeans? This is why you gotta make sure I'm not gonna say you protect your money, but you don't put everything out there. You don't want to flex, because people they're gonna smell money on you. Okay. And you gotta be aware that, hey, I have to invest my money or look at my money differently now, because I have this tool that can change lives, but it can also be wasted and keep me in the same predicament with just expensive stuff around me. Does that make sense? All right. I also want to know, not know, but I'm also going to tell you guys what you should move forward in with this mindset. Okay. Just know that this isn't going to be like a gossip video. This is going to be, very educational. But let's talk about DoorDash. DoorDash, again, I found her before I found Dontay London, right? DoorDash, man, she put that fire in me, right? I do believe she has she has a gift of speaking, right? A lot of you all say the same thing with me, or I've been told that in real life as well. And through our own stories and our own voice, you feel inspired by somebody, and somebody feel inspired by me, and somebody feel inspired by you. It goes around like that, right? DoorDash, I was very inspired by her just being natural and creating these videos from scratch and, just using her iPhone. And, it was all good until I started to see things that brought up a red flag in my mind. One of those things was like, oh, I'm going to Disney soon, right? And I'm like, I'd be knowing how much Disney is. You know what I'm saying? We went a couple years ago. You got to be, what kind of Disney trip you going on? Because Disney got them VIP tickets for like 20,000. Like, what, like, you know what I'm saying? And she's not going to show all of that. I'm not expecting her to, but it just made me wonder. I'm like, going to Disney just don't mean that you spending $1,000. Going to Disney can be 5,000. It can be 10,000, 15,000, right? And so, DoorDash claims that, she earns $3,000 to $7,000 a month. Last time I checked. But the thing is, when we get money, earn money, make money, where's your mindset fixated on, right? Is it fixated on what you can spend it on, or is it fixated on where it's going to go before you worry about what you're going to spend it on? And that's what we're going to talk about in just a second. But I want to say that, she went to Disney once, right? Cool. Enjoyed yourself, treated yourself out. But, and I don't know how often she's doing this, but it brings up to my awareness because, again, I was, I wasn't on YouTube like that. I was making money on Instagram as an online fitness coach and also teaching how to sell digital products online on Instagram. And, I've made, $6,000 in 2 days or $3,000 in 1 day. And it's because I've been able to create content around a product, and I sold a product and, it helped people, but I also earned a lot of money because it was a great big solution. The thing is, I've been down that road where I make like $3,000 in a very short amount of time or so. And it's like, man, I ain't gonna cook no more. Like, I'm gonna order DoorDash, right? Or everywhere I drive, I'm just be going in an Uber. Or, pretty soon I'm looking into hiring a cleaning service to clean up my apartment and do the dishes and do all this stuff and do my laundry. I don't feel like doing it. Like, I'm making $3,000 a week or $6,000 a week. I'm good. You got to be aware of how you invest your money. A lot of these tasks that we do can be tasks that we do that help us put money, not save money, but put money aside into investments. Let me explain. DoorDash, I've been seeing her doing a lot of vlogs, and you got to be mindful of these lifestyle vlogs because they look all fun and games and everything. But, you going out to film to give your audience entertainment, but you have to spend money in order to make the video entertaining. If I got to go out to eat and spend money and go on these wild trips, and I'm not saying she going on wild trips, I'm just saying like she enjoying herself, going out to eat and stuff like that. But that stuff add up. I'm not saying you would go broke from that if you making good money, like $7,000 a month. It depends on how much you eat and spend on money. But the other half of that is if you didn't spend that money on fast food, what if you put it into an investment that where you just left it there and it just accumulated interest, right? Like a high yield savings account. Now I'm going to be spending game. And you probably already know what a high yield savings account is. If you don't, it's a savings account that you put your money in, and it's high yield, meaning it pays you a percentage, a good percentage. Okay. Anywhere between 3 to 5%. All right. That's what I consider a good percentage based off of what I have access to as a high yield savings account, or your 401k or Roth IRA. Okay. These things help you earn money longer term because you put money in there. right? Or the stock market, or learning how to invest into options, okay? Which is basically like buying stocks in bulk, all right? These things require money for you to put in, but you get money on the back end if you know how to operate it correctly, okay? And it doesn't take hard work to earn that money. This is where you want to get your luxuries from. But seeing Dodash, I'm not sure if she's doing that. She's not talking about it. So I'm just going to, I don't want to say assume, but she blatantly makes videos that say, I spent my YouTube money on this. I spent my YouTube revenue on this. And I get it. YouTube feels easier. There goes that word feeling again. YouTube feels easier to do for money than a 9-to-5. But the point is, you still have to create videos, work, take time out your day, night, morning, don't matter what time of day it is or whatever. Okay. My video, it's 2:52 a.m. right now. I really didn't feel like making this video, but I'm here to tell you, see, 2:52 a.m. You got to be putting in that work. You got to be willing to put in the work when nobody else is willing to, when nobody else, or when everybody else is asleep sometimes, depending on what time you film and, your environment. I'm here to tell you that even though it brings passive income, YouTube does bring money that, can grow over time because you created a video, an asset. In order to continue earning money, you got to be able to be consistent. All right. You still got to show up. With a stock market or a high yield savings account, what shows up is the money. Okay. So you want to put your money into something that's going to help earn more money. Then that extra money that just came from the money that you actually worked for, that's what you really want to spend or invest back into whatever, because that money made more money. Okay. And that can always happen on a loop, especially if you're doing YouTube, you're getting monetized and you're like, dang, Dontay making 20, or he made $20,000 a month. Like, bro, imagine if you put half of that into a high yield savings account, right? We're going to get into it right now. All right. I'm going to go ahead and spill these tips and we're going to wrap up this video. So I made a list of things that need to change. Now, maybe they'll see this video, maybe Dodash or Dontay will see this video. Maybe they won't. I'm not a financial advisor. I have many mentors. I have had many mentors and I have made many mistakes, and I document my journey along the way as well. So you guys know what's real and what I plan on doing in the future, because I know one day my story is going to inspire someone who doesn't know as much as me. And you might be in that position right now. So listen up. All right. The first thing you need to do is you need to mentally logically know. You need to tell apart what is earned income and what is passive income. Earned income is more like, okay, where you trading your time for money. You going in, you clocking in, you get paid $25 an hour. Okay, great. That's earned income, because if you stop working for that 1 hour and you take a lunch break and you don't get paid on your lunch break, you're not making money on your lunch break. Passive income is something like me recording this video right now at 2:52 a.m. in the morning. Okay. And when I post it and I'm monetized on YouTube, I will start earning money from this video. Let's just say, for example, tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then maybe it slows down, but then 5 months later, it picks back up, and then I start earning money, because I'm getting more views. I'm getting more clicks on YouTube. That's more passive income. I'm getting paid off of time that I put in from a while ago, and it's evergreen, meaning it's always going to be existent as long as YouTube exists. So, or as long as also YouTube is monetizing my content. So the main point here is knowing the difference between earned and passive income. A lot of us have been taught to invest our time, energy, efforts, and skills into time, into earned income things. All right. Versus passive income things. So you got to understand, earned and passive are two different things. But when you get passive income, you still want to invest that. YouTube really isn't an investment. It's an investment on your time, but it's not an investment on your money unless you're doing paid ads. And I don't do no paid ads on YouTube. Now, the second thing that needs to change is budgeting from an annual level. And I'm not even going to take credit for this. I have a mentor. His name is Anton Daniels. He has a whole bunch of channels on YouTube as well. You can look him up. But I'm a part of his mentorship. And one of the things that he teaches us, whether you work a 9-to-5 or you're an entrepreneur or you're doing both, is you need to budget yourself from an annual level. This is what big companies do. And I know it can sound confusing if I don't have a chart up, but I want you to imagine predicting how much money you make for the whole entire year. If you have a 9 to 5, how much do you make per paycheck? Okay, then times that by 24. On average, that's what you'd be making on an annual level. Now, you want to be able to predict. You don't have to be exact, but you want to be able to predict how much money you're going to make that whole entire year. What this is going to help you do is percentage wise, you're going to get your annual income and you're going to say, if you make, let's just say you make $50,000 a year, you're going to get $50,000 and you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to put $10,000 out of this 50 towards rent. And that's probably impossible because rent is so expensive nowadays, but I'm giving you guys simple numbers. Okay. I'm going to put $10,000 towards rent. I'm going to put $5,000 towards my business. I'm going to put another $10,000 into savings. Okay. You're chopping up your income on an annual level. Now, what this does is it puts boundaries. Okay. I want you to think of bowling. You know how you bowl and you try to hit the pins, right? And if you suck at bowling, sometimes I kind of suck. It's a hit or miss for me. But if you suck at bowling, you want them little rails up so you can give yourself a chance of hitting something, right? This is putting rails around your money before it even becomes in your pocket. Because a lot of people, when we get money, you think to yourself, well, I deserve to. Yeah, great. You deserve to get and treat yourself out. Great. But you need to have boundaries on it before it even touches your accounts. Okay. Now, when it comes time to go on vacation, treat yourself out, pay all these bills or sign up for a new payment, get a car, whatever you want, you can look at your annual level and be like, you know what? If I spend this much right now on treating myself out, I'm spending half of my annual income that I said I was going to spend on myself, treating myself out. So I'm going to back down from this vacation real quick. And I'm going to, let's just say, go out to a nice restaurant instead of spending thousands on a vacation. And even though that seems like, man, I don't get to get out of my location and experience this and that, I deserve, you are acting not with discipline anymore. It is not discipline. Discipline is more of so of like telling yourself you need to do it. And so you got to find the willpower to be disciplined. But this is putting boundaries, rail guards on your bowling. You're putting rail guards on your money. So that way you're just following rules. If you're watching this video right now, you're probably not in jail, right? That means you know how to follow rules. If you got a job, right? If you got a job right now, you got to show up to work tomorrow, or you show up to work on Monday. That means you know how to follow rules, at least to the extent where you haven't got fired yet. So you know how to follow rules. When you drive and you get home safely, it's probably because you know how to drive and follow the speed limit, even though you may speed, but you know to slow down when you see the cop, right? You know how to follow rules. So set rules for yourself, right? You want to set rules for yourself. You need to budget annually. Now, the other part of this is living off a percentage. All right. Living off of percentages, not what's in your account. So I want you to imagine if you were to make $10,000 a month. All right. Let's just say you have your 9 to 5 income and you become monetized on YouTube, or you're selling your own digital product. You need to realize that living off of percentages is going to keep those boundaries and those rail guards up, because I know how hard it can be to say, you know what? I don't get paid annually. I get paid every 2 weeks. So how would I put rail guards up? Well, for every paycheck, at least that I get from my own 9 to 5, I tell myself, you know what? I'm putting 50% towards this. I'm putting 20% towards, let's say, living expenses. I'm putting 30% towards savings. I don't care if I make $10. Okay. I'm going to break down that $10. 30% of that $10 is going right into saving. 20% of that $10 is going right into living expenses. 50% of that $10 is going to, let's just say, paying off debt. This helps me manage money. This is what I didn't do. Or, you know what? I started my business. Okay. When I started my business 4 or 5 years ago as an online fitness coach, I was actually doing this and I was proud of myself. I had never had a job like, y'all, I'm telling you, I never had a job that paid me over $1,000 at that time. At that time, I was like 22 years old. I never had a job that paid me over $1,000 a month. I was on Instagram making 4 to 5, 6K a month. All right. All off of Instagram and my phone and my laptop. And when I was bringing in that cash and I didn't have to trade my time for money, and I had to work only 3 days a week, a couple hours a day. Okay. Because it was a recurring basis as well. I was happy. Like, it was so easy. I was like, man, I got like 5K in my investments account. I don't even know like exactly where to invest it. I didn't know at the time to put it into a high yield savings account. I didn't know at the time that I could, investing just doesn't mean to get another course. It means that I could invest it into, other things outside of my business, So I say all this to tell you that you want to have your income divided into percentages, because a lot of us sign up for bills thinking, oh, well, my rent is $1,200 a month and I make 5K. So yeah, I can afford it. But it's like, what have you already told yourself what percentage you're willing to spend for your living expenses? Because putting that in place is going to allow you to say no and say yes. This becomes the difference between you having the option to say no or being forced to say no. Do you get what I'm saying? You are I'm saying that I would say you're giving yourself the option to say no to things. All right. A lot of us, when we want expensive things, right, it's like, oh, I got to wait and save up, or, oh, well, I get paid on this day. Like, you're being forced to say no. Okay. So put guards around your income and know where it's going to go before it even comes into your pocket. Because a lot of the times, the people who struggle with money, they already know how they're going to spend their money before they even get it. So why not? Why wouldn't you do the opposite when it comes to growing your money? Very few people talk about these aspects. So hopefully you're getting value from this so far. Let me know in the comment section. If you are getting value from it, comment value in the comment section down below. The other thing that needs to change, which is the fourth thing, is paying off debt. Now, this is black and white. I'm not going to go too in depth on this because, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do know that owing someone money and you earning money passively or trading your time for it, if you owe somebody money, it just sucks because technically it's already tied up. You've already made a commitment to paying something or someone, and it's like, you got the money now and you can use it for different things. But, usually if you got a loan or you owe interest on something, it's going to gain more money that you owe over time the longer you don't pay it off. So it's like, you want to pay that off. You want to get freed, all right? You want to let go of it. You want to unshackle yourself from the chains because, they can do a lot of things when you owe money, right? They can freeze your accounts. They can automatically take money. They can take you to court. It's a messy game, right? And thank God I ain't never been in that situation, but I'm like, look, I got to get out of student loan debt myself, So I'm investing my time, energy, and money into things that are going to help me do that faster than trading my time for money. But if you're earning income on YouTube and your goal is to monetize yourself and you're spending, if you don't have debt, great, skip over this. But if you got debt, you owe someone, I don't care if it's even a phone. Okay. We know we're going to owe a phone bill, but the phone, like these iPhones, be like, oh, well, $60 a month for 2 years. Like, bro, who wants to be really paying that, bro? Like, the phone's only like $1,200 or $1,000. Like, come on, man. Like, we can pay that off. We don't want to have our money tied up into things for other people to take before we even get it. Because that's what Uncle Sam does. Like, right now, he takes taxes out of your paycheck, right? Why? Because the government don't trust you enough to pay them. They want to take it first. And they're like, you know what? We're going to take it first so you don't owe us. And then we'll tell you if you owe us later on. Or we'll give some of it back to you called a tax return, right? All right. So here's a golden nugget I didn't actually write down, but this is for Dontay, DoorDash. This is for also you when you become monetized or when you start earning money online with digital products. All right. Being able to write off things and not owe taxes is a huge gain. And when you start a business, let's say a YouTube or selling digital products, let's say you wanted to treat your girl or your guy out for, a nice hotel or a nice trip. If you bring your business with you and you perform business while you're on the trip, that trip, let's say a hotel room, could be used as a write-off, meaning the money that we're going to call it an investment now because now you're using it for business. All right. The money that you invest into the hotel for that 1 or 2 or 3 nights and you do business there every night. Okay. Maybe you record a video, maybe you edit a video, maybe you look over your finances. All right. Whatever it is, you're using that facility okay, that you rented out that hotel room and you're using it for business. It's a write-off. So when you calculate it at the end of the year, Uncle Sam ain't gonna be like, well, you owe us taxes on that money that you earned and you spent on this thing. Now you can say, hey, I use this for business. And so because I used it for business, it's a write-off. So I don't owe taxes on this money that I earned that I spent on this hotel. A lot of people don't realize that the money that you earn from your 9 to 5 and that you earn and then you spend it. All right. I'm saying spend with emphasis because a lot of people don't know how to create a business, even though you don't really need an LLC to begin with. All right. An LLC is there to protect you between your business and you. OK, an LLC can also be used to open up business credit or business accounts. All right. It can be used for other things as well. All right. But you are a business. So if you turn yourself into a business, your phone, you make videos and you use it on certain things. OK, when you spend that money that you earn from your 9 to 5 and you spend it on an investment like your business, you get write-offs for that money. Uncle Sam takes his money before you even get your paycheck. Why would you want to be taxed again by going to a hotel? And same thing for YouTube. They get their YouTube check and you go on a trip. Okay, great. If you film and you work on your business while you going on a hotel, great. That's a write-off. But know that because a lot of people won't write it off, right? A lot of people will still think that they need to be taxed on it for whatever reason. All right. But I'm not going to talk your head off. This is the last thing. All right. Invest into assets that create money for money. And I kind of already touched down on this. The simplest thing for you to do before you even start learning, let's say the stock market or, options, investing, anything like that, you would want to put your money to a high yield savings account because this is where you'll earn interest just for sitting your money down in a corner. Okay. You're putting it into an account. Again, if I made $10,000 this month and I put $10,000, right? Well, if I made, let's say I made like $40,000 this month and I put $10,000 into a high yield savings account. Well, that $10,000, if that high yield savings account is at an interest rate of, let's say 4%, that means every year I'm earning 4% off of that $10,000 I put in if I didn't put anything else in, right? So we get 10,000 times 4%. All right. That means I'm earning $400 per year on that 10,000. All right. $400 per year on that 10,000. And now if I divide that by 12, that means I'm earning $33 per month on that 10,000. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but this is free money. This is free money. Okay. And especially if you're starting a YouTube and you're starting to get paid from it or you're selling digital products, that $10,000, right? That $10,000 didn't even take too much for you to earn. You didn't have to trade your time for it because you created assets and videos for you to earn money from. This is how you play the game smart. And I ain't even no financial advisor. I'm just putting you on game because I've had plenty of mentors and I've learned the hard way that I don't spend my money on things that don't earn me more money. If it's not a write-off, I'm very, very, very scarce with how much money I'm going to spend on something or spending money at all. Okay. Because I'm investing over here, spending money at all on things that aren't a write-off. I'm not trying to be taxed on extra things. You know what I'm saying? So now that you know what you could do with earning money online, you don't want to cheat yourself out of knowing how to make sure you make $500 a day just using YouTube. So click this video somewhere along this video and I'll see you in that video. All right. I'm out. Peace.